morning.
Good morning.
And thank you all for being here with us today. I'm Meredith Wood-Smith, and I'm chair of the Democratic Party of Oregon. I'm thrilled today to be joined by Ken Allen, Executive Director of AFSCME, and Sharon Maxwell, owner of Gore Energy's Corp Group, LLC. We're here today to make sure that Mitt Romney gets a message before his fundraiser. And that message is this: Mitt, we've heard it all before, and what you're selling the American people didn't work in Massachusetts, and it won't work for the country. Mitt Romney promises of more jobs, less debt, and small government. But we've seen the consequences of those broken promises before. Massachusetts dropped from 36 all the way down to 47 when he was governor. Manufacturing jobs were lost at twice the national rate when Mitt Romney was governor of Massachusetts. After hitting the middle class with tax and fee hikes, he then cut 278 individuals, of the wealthiest individuals in Massachusetts, and it cost taxpayers $75 million. But when it was time to increase the minimum wage, he couldn't be bothered. He vetoed a bill that would have raised the minimum wage to $1.25. Over and over again, Romney put those up top ahead of the middle class. Now he's repeating the same broken promises. He said that if elected president, he'll enact a tax plan that gives millionaires and billionaires a tax cut of nearly 25%, actually raising taxes on 18 million hard-working Americans. It's the same formula that benefited the few, but crashed our economy in the first place and undermined the security of the middle class. President Obama is fighting to move our country forward. He believes we need job creating to build to last, where we grow the economy from the middle out, not the top down, where hard work pays off, responsibility is rewarded, and everyone from Main Street to Wall Street does their fair share and plays by the same rules. That's how we keep our economy moving forward. Now I'll turn things over to Ken Allen with AFSCME. Ken?
Thank you so much, Meredith. I agree with a lot of what you've had to say. Mitt Romney is terribly out of touch with the middle class, and the last thing we need in this country is a Republican president who will join with his Republican friends in Congress to continue blocking common sense efforts to put teachers back in classrooms, police and firefighters back on our streets, and construction workers back on the job. For 6 years, Romney has been running for president based on what he sees as his chief qualification, his record as a businessman. He claims that running Bain Capital gives him the experience our country needs in a president. Since Romney's central premise is that he's an economic wizard who can grow the economy, it's worth examining what that wizardry is all about. His business experience wasn't about growing companies and creating jobs for long-term economic growth. It wasn't about investors and workers playing by the same set of rules. And it certainly wasn't about building an economy meant to last by strengthening the security of the middle class. According to one of Romney's own former business partners, his business experience was about creating wealth for himself, his partners, and his investors. In deal after deal, Romney and his partners' first priority was to make a personal profit, regardless of the cost to workers. By crippling companies with debt and driving them into bankruptcy, Romney walked away with millions, but workers were left without jobs, pensions, and health care. Sometimes, if workers were lucky enough to keep their jobs, they would then see their paychecks, benefits, pensions slashed. Romney tries to explain away his role in bankrupting companies and laying off workers as real-world experience. In the real world, there are going to be winners and losers. But most Americans know that even in the real world, when you bankrupt a company, you don't walk away with millions of dollars for yourself and your partners while workers are left holding the bag. That's simply wrong, especially if you're using the lessons and values learned from that experience as the central premise of your campaign for the presidency. Put simply, if Romney believes he can grow the economy for the long term, then he learned the wrong economic lessons and values from his private sector experience. We need to restore middle-class security and create an economy built to last, but Romney's economic values would do further damage to the middle class. All we need to do is look at his record as governor to tell us that Romney's business experience is not a recipe for success. It didn't work then, and it won't work now. Now I'd like to turn things over to Sharon Maxwell with Bow Energy's group. Proof of how we can create jobs utilizing the investments that President Obama has made in the middle class and small businesses. Sharon.
Good morning, I'm Sharon Maxwell, and I'm the owner of Bow Energy's Group, a small general contracting company that specializes in carpentry, plumbing, and painting. Like many small business owners, I found it was difficult to compete with large rivals for key projects. Historically, lack of capital and lower lines of credit have been barriers for many small businesses like mine, required to bid on many public projects, shutting us out of the process before it even begins. Securing capital can be even more for women and African Americans. That's all changing thanks to the State Small Business Credit Initiative. President Obama signed into law the Small Business Job Act of 2010, which made more than $1.5 billion available to strengthen state programs that support small businesses and increase credit opportunities available to them. By increasing my bonding capacity to more than $10 million, made my company able to secure larger contracts, like working on the Portland Light Rail, the Portland streetcar projects, such as sandblasting and painting of the Broadway Bridge. More than $2 billion in federal investments have been provided to our regional light rail and streetcar systems. Transportation projects provide good family wage jobs. With these projects and others, my business has grown, and I've been able to hire 60 more full-time people during this last 4 years. I pay my employees a living wage and provide them with good benefits. And last summer, we worked with a nonprofit to hire 20 youth from the community by providing them with summer employment and helping them to connect their education to their career futures. For me, it's all about supporting job creation. President Obama has helped businesses create 4 million jobs in the past 26 straight months. Yes, businesses like mine. Under Romney, Massachusetts plummeted to 47th out of 50 states in job creation. Thank you for your time, and now I want to bring up to the podium Representative Lou Fredericks.
Thank you very much. I'm Representative Lou Frederick. I represent District 43 North and Northeast Portland, and I'm very proud to be in the state legislature doing that. You've heard this before, but I'm going to repeat it. Romney economics have never made the economy stronger before, and they won't now. When the automobile industry was on its knees, Mitt Romney's prescription was let Detroit go bankrupt. But because President Obama believes in investing in the middle class and our manufacturing base, the auto industry recovery is helping fuel the national growth of our economy. President Obama's bold decision to rescue the auto industry saved more than 1 million jobs up and down the supply chain. Let Detroit go bankrupt, huh? Who's next? Who's next? There is nothing new here. We've run the Romney experiment on the American people already, and it doesn't work. We don't believe in an economy where workers are left behind and those who wish they were working have no place to turn. We don't believe in an economy in which financial manipulators profit from taking apart productive companies, ruining lives in the process. Mr. Romney can run his business as he sees fit. That's not what this is about. But the value Romney lived by as a businessman shows us the values that as president he would lead us all to live by. Does Romney's business experience wheeling and dealing in the financial industry qualify him to govern for the rest of us? To look out for the needs of working people and those who wish they were working? To restore security for the middle class? We simply believe his experience in the financial industry is simply irrelevant to the task at hand. Mitt Romney doesn't get it. He doesn't get how the economy works or doesn't work in the lives of everyday Americans. He doesn't get that we all do better when we all do better. Since taking office, President Obama has taken aggressive steps to put Americans back to work and to rebuild an economy where hard work pays and responsibility is rewarded. This is no time to go back. President Obama is reviving America's manufacturing industry to create good jobs that pay well. 26 months of job growth and more than 32 months of manufacturing growth for a total of more than 40 million new jobs under the president's leadership. That's a record that means something to a recovering nation, that above all, can't go back to the failed economic policies that made it sick in the first place. Now, we'll take some questions. No questions? Really?
Well, I guess we've done a really good job.
There you go.
in pointing out exactly what Romney is and is not. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for being here.
Repatriate your money, Mr. Romney.
And the Constitution for Citizens United.
You are?